Scene 22 is called Hotel Eagle. Moss enters, one room, one night. We see improvement in how he checks into a hotel. He takes a long stare at a cat by his feet. The cat is lapping white milk, and his reflection can be seen in the wooden wall. This foreshadows Shigor later telling Moss that the money will be brought to him and placed at his feet. In this scene, the cat, or devil reference, is at Moss's feet. And perhaps this will be the only point in the story where Moss gets the better of Shigor. Moss hands $100 from the pot of gold to this new hotelier. Just let me know if any swinging dick shows up. Of course, his room number is 213. Another obvious 3 multiple. And we hear Moss's boots as he walks down the hallway, emphasizing the sound of boot against the wood floor as a setup for Shigor's presence. Now Moss, contemplating on his back in bed, looking straight up, reminds us exactly of the moment when he was experiencing agua, emotional guilt. That emotional guilt, in a sense, got him all tangled up in this problem because he never should have gone out into the scene. Here, the opposite of emotion, using logic, he figures out that there must be some kind of transponder. There just ain't no way that he could have been tracked without it. The irony, of course, is he discovers the transponder hidden within a stack of $1 bills, as opposed to the millions of $100 bills. Shows how greedy the drug dealers are, that they wouldn't waste a few hundred for the transponder. They had to put in $1. Moss, fearful, now calls downstairs. No answer. He waits with shotgun drawn, the light out in his room. The light remains in the hallway. The following is a light sound sequence. There's the slight sound of boots walking down the hallway. A shadow stops in front of the door. Obviously Shigor. He stands there a moment and, from Moss's point of view, walks away. Seconds later, the light in the hallway is turned off. And now Moss doesn't know where he is in the hallway. Now, a few seconds later, the lock is blown out. Apparently, Shigor had silently come back in front of the door and blasted out the lock, which hits Moss in the chest. This suggests, perhaps, a ghost levitation, because we did not hear him walk at all with those boots on the wood floor. He must have floated back. The portal's blown out. Moss shoots back, jumps out the window with the briefcase. Shigor pot shots at him like a deer. Moss comes downstairs and runs back through the hotel. There's no worker there, but the cat is there, lapping up the spilt milk as evidence of Shigor having killed the hotelier. Now Moss notices, out in the street running away, he's bleeding in his stomach. Oh God, in pain. Yet this is another double entendre. In the dark night on the lone street, moments later, a truck fortuitously comes by. Moss politely commandeers it. Ain't gonna hurt you. Drive me out of here. The irony, of course, is the moment he says that, the man is shot from behind in the neck, reminiscent of I've got everything under control and the man getting strangled by Shigor. Moss takes over the car, makes a circle turn and crashes. He runs out of the car, hides behind a station wagon. Now in full view, he hears boots walking down the dark night street, fearlessly Shigor, to finish off Moss. But unbeknownst to him, he's across the street hiding. Shigor walks up to the truck and sees a blood trail that Moss must have escaped. Quickly he realizes he could be shot. And like the flying pit bull, Shigor goes airborne. Moss shoots repeatedly and marches toward him with confidence. This is the vicarious moment where the audience clearly wants Shigor to get what he's been given. And we'll need to contrast this feeling towards Shigor by the end of the story. But there's no Shigor, only a blood trail. Shigor has disappeared.